Why, hello, hello, hi, it is me, it is I, Sports Didi, your Guardian DJ Ray Internet, and Akastracha, and Bakalau, yalla, yalla. We just need to accept that my reviews are, we don't have to accept it actually. I need to get my shit together, okay? But let's get into it. Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip, this is their first season, South Africa. Oh wow, okay. I haven't been making notes for a while, but a lot happened in this episode, so I try to make some notes just so I don't forget things. Let's see how it goes. Just get into it. We pick up where we left off. Crystal is leaving the scene where she had a back and forth with Letabo. Nothing much goes on there. It's whatever. Then we're back at the house and the ladies are getting ready for a pool party. Everybody looks cute. They come out in their little bathing suits. It's an evening pool party, it seems, and they're all sitting out by the pool. Liz is sitting with Bev and Nonko, so everybody's sitting together. And Mal and Crystal sit separate from the other girls. They could have which is crazy because Bev was just saying in the other scene that you separate yourself from us and it just makes you seem standoffish. And then when the cameras come around, you want to come back and be seen. And it's like, we're all making these bonds off camera. And so the interactions are organic and you only want to come into scene when it is seen, which makes it hard to then want to soften up and be open to you, especially or coupled with all the rumors about you with the carte blanche thing, all of that stuff. But the ladies are sitting at the pool, and at some point, I guess they make sure that they all sit together. And Crystal and what's her name? Mal go over to sit with the other ladies. When Mal was out at the market with Bev in the last episode, Bev made mention of the fact that Liz was very taken aback by her response when she had asked her, "Hey Mal, are you okay?" Mal's response was very she turned around very much like, "Of course I'm okay, I'm Mal for you," and Liz was taken aback by that. And in this scene, they discuss the fact that, or Mal says to them that she uses a lot of trending things on social media. So trending sounds or phrases and things like that. And I've realized that she also does it when she's nervous. She does it when she's trying to diffuse a situation to get a laugh or a cackle, but it doesn't land because these women aren't plugged in. They're not chronically online the way she is. So these references go over their heads, and not because they're less than smart, but they're just not chronically online like that. Now, Mal is clearly a chameleon. She's somebody who will code switch it's giving grifter, right? The accent she has that everybody made mention of and stuff. And I made mention earlier, when I started at probably the first episode, it probably has to do a lot with her being an Afrikaans girl and having to navigate in English spaces and whatever. And she feels like she needs to take on certain things. And it comes across really inauthentic. And Bev also says in the scene that the context isn't there when you do the stuff that you do. When you throw things out there, people, it's offensive. Take me, for example. I watch a lot of Housewives, right? My Housewives references lost on a lot of my friends. They're not those girls. They just aren't those girls. Sometimes I'll even do them in my when I'm not talking Housewives, a regular video. Tell me why my throat wants to start now. All right, I had to get my trusted. I have no idea what's wrong with my throat, you guys. Sometimes it just starts. But anyway, I feel like we all do this. Social media has made us think that we're all part of this big village, right? And we adopt things that are otherwise not of us. And we want to use those things in spaces where they don't belong. And like I said, Mel does it to diffuse a situation, but it makes the situation worse. While we're in the scene, I don't know what happened. And she goes, not today, Satan. Right? Like, if you know, you know, right? But if you don't, it's like, whoa, babe. Like, you're sitting here with these, like, uber Christians when they want to be. Um, and you can't throw that out there. It's not funny for them. Like calling anybody in that like group of women anything to do with Satan is never gonna land. It's never gonna be. Now Lita was like, why and that's Satan, and rightfully so. Like, and then she wants people to laugh it off. And her whole thing is, oh no, you guys just need to come into the now and do the social media thing with me. These are women with real actual lives and they go to jobs. They aren't grifters. I'm not saying you are, but like they aren't. So there's no need for them to be in the know of whatever it is because it does not affect their bottom line. Maybe it does for you. Maybe you have a social media account you need to keep up with, and the young, hip crowd, you need to know what's going on with them. And perhaps that maybe you're just younger, which you are, but I don't know. Like, really? It's just some shit. I wouldn't sit with like Liz and say certain things. Just like I wouldn't sit with a group of women of a particular age and try to impose all my mini leaks, like sort of memeable things on them. Why would I do that? But as they're saying this, Crystal finds this a moment to jump in and say, wow, nobody was, baby, literally, she just pulled it out of the air. Nobody was defending me when Letabo was attacking me. What was the Letabo and Crystal thing? It's not landing with me because both of them, for me, are like, I don't get it. I don't get it. Like, Crystal is this dog with this bone. I'm actually not sure why she thinks Letabo owes her an apology. Like, what did Letabo do except say, Crystal, are you gonna take accountability for your role in why things like descended, like why things happened the way they happened on our franchise? Literally posed a question to her after you dead as denied her being on a trip she was on. Crystal lies a lot. Crystal was sitting at the on the bench with what's her name, Mal, the little friendship of convenience and desperation, sitting there telling her that, you know what, like, I'm just so talented, I have so much going on. I made 30 million, 30 million in a day. Do you know that I get at dinner with the president of America, Bill Clinton? Do you know that I modeled with Charlize Theron? Like, this happened. If you don't watch the show, no, I'm not like, this is not me speaking in hyperbole. This bitch said this out of her mouth. And like, Mal is sitting there in disbelief of like, when you're a liar. I'm not saying that's what happened yet because I hear they sue people, girl. Shit. When you're a liar and then you meet like a person of your kin and then you're like, oh, she's committed. Like, she does it more than me. She doesn't even do it better than me. It doesn't even need to be believable. And you know what? Perhaps Crystal was this like a hot girl back in her day, and what, possible. And she's finding herself in interesting spaces, and whatever. But like, my girl plays it up, Mal is there in disbelief, like, oh, really? And when she's like, I model with Charlize Theron, and the guy is like, Mal is like, oh, do you have pictures? Crystal ignored the fuck out of that and talked about something else. Talked about either the 30 million that she made or the Bill Clinton thing. She did not respond to the pictures thing because that was the pussy, guys. And when they start the back and forth, Crystal and Letabo was like to Lassie, I need you to put a leash on your dog. But she says it Gaspedi. So the girls aren't understanding what she's saying. And Lassie's like, can you say it in Zulu? And she's like, you know what? I just don't want to get into it. And I'm like, if Letabo had said that in English, if she had told to put your dog on a leash, this would have gone to shit. It would have gone proper to, I don't think Letabo, and yes, it's a phrase, but it's like, in a heated moment like that, people will take words like bitch in their most literal sense, dog in its most like degrading literal sense. So I don't know how that's gonna play out if they have a reunion as to why was that the phrase you went for. But okay guys. Crystal, having had dinner. Oh god, a lot happened at this breakfast. Let's see. LaJoy's like, what's happening between you and Nonko, Lassie? Because there seems to be an underlying issue here. And then we're back at the issue of Nonko saying she feels like Lassie is judging her. Nonko needs to, well, she can't because of like her Abrahamic faith and her need to impose her faith sometimes on people or her beliefs on people. Like she judges other people's life choices through her lens and her beliefs. And I suppose we all do that. But I said this in the last review as well. She's in conflict with herself around her sexuality, like how liberated she wants to feel. And no, liberation or being like sexually liberated should not be confused with being promiscuous, like, or whatever. But her wanting to be flirty and fun and out there and dating, whatever that means for her, it's in conflict with her very conservative faith that she likes to, like, you know, be people with when it's convenient for her. But she falls short on this, like, very core tenet of her faith of just like being about the dudes like that, right? And I said, Lassie, perhaps not through the Christianity lens, but definitely through a more cultural lens, they hold the same kind of conservative ideals, except Lassie seems to do a better job of not of controlling herself, or she doesn't have to control herself, and so she ends up having a leg up in the situation, in that she can always say, yeah, but I'm not a whore, right? Or not say it. Say everything around it except explicitly say, I think you're a bit of a whore, right? But say things to allude, but like plausible deniability, like at the same time, you know, it's like she leaves enough room for her to come back and say, but that's not what I said. That's how you felt. You cannot blame me for what you're feeling when those aren't the words that came out of my mouth, right? Semantics. Like we can play around here the whole day, and I'm just like, ooh. Oh, women policing each other using, like, you know, what seems on the face of it like different methods, but really all rooted in patriarchy and all manner of other stuff. It's like, babe, if you've got a high libido, you just do. It is what it is. Like, whatever, you know? But anyway, they deny all of this, and it is what it is. They talk about being Malfoyun. That shit again, where it's like, no, it's very much, I'm Celine Dion. You understand? We understand if you are plugged in, and by plugged in, I mean a stay-at-home child and therefore chronically online, that you know what the reference is, right? This is why I don't make notes. I've been on this one scene, but the scene was long, okay? It just was. I'm Malfoyun. Mal is, I think the ladies are saying, we're all here. We're all putting ourselves out there. We're trying to get to know each other. We're trying to form bonds. And it's like pulling teeth with you. And when we don't get to meet the real you. But like, guys, can Mal locate Mal at this point? If she's navigating life by putting on this social media character and then that one, can she find Mal? You all are looking for somebody, but does she know where that person is? You know? Great. Let's see Mal and Crystal go for a walk. This is the next day now. I love Lassie's orange skirt. She looks so pretty. Little cover up type of skirt thing. And they go on the beach, and this relationship of convenience that Crystal and Mal have going on, it's like I was surprised some of the things she brought up, like her grievances with she brings up to Lassie that Mal is this and Mal is that. So clearly Crystal and Mal, or Bev rather, Crystal and Mal have zeroed in on Bev. They've both decided this is our mutual enemy and we're gunning for her, right? So Crystal is now telling Mal all the things that had transpired behind the scenes. Things like, oh no, Bev came in not liking you. She was the one telling everybody about the carte blanche thing. Carte blanche. She was the one telling everybody about the carte blanche thing. And we weren't really interested. Mind you, Mal can't stand Crystal. Like, not even in a, I think she just thinks, like, in the real world, Mal doesn't hang with a Crystal. In the real world, she probably hangs with a girl like Bev. But Bev is in her Christian bag and she does not want to be near you who's said to be scamming. How do you guys feel about people on reality television suing each other? Because I saw it trended over the week that the Foyuns want to sue Nonko for the alleged abuse allegations. I think I mentioned to you guys in the last review as well that I was taken aback. Like, when Nonko said that, I also cringed a bit, like, whoa, like, she says things with a lot of like confidence and conviction. Like, she does not have the wherewithal to like talk around an issue and speak in code because she feels so right in that moment. She'll blatantly just say, I know when a person is being abused, because that's what she said. But at the same time, I'm like, it makes for a terrible watch when everybody's going to be on edge. You know, are we being recorded, secretly recorded? If I say this, am I going to get, sued? That said, people should not have license to like say such damaging things about other people. So I'm a bit like, I don't know. I don't know where I stand with that. Anyway, they tell Lassie what their problems are and that they want to bring it up with Bev, and great. We know that. Then we have a scene with Bev, with Liz and Nonko in the pool. It turns out these two had an off-scene date on their day off of filming. They met up with that guy that they picked up when they'd gone to the beach. I don't get it. I don't get it. It turns out they had to drive like 2 hours to this place and then 2 hours back, obviously. And they're like, oh, production is mad at us. But if production wants to film this person and have these scenes for the show, they've been watching you guys try to get this man to the house as production. And they aren't organizing an off-scene date. And maybe there's too much like they'd have to get him to write, like sign off on stuff, get him to sign like all types of documentation that he's not going to blah, 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 because he's not under contract with them, right? So there's probably a lot to do. But then they can't now get mad that Nonko Linawayawa drove 2 hours, dragged Liz into this. Liz. There they are throbbing all the way to go meet this man, only for this man to have them split the bill. I think they said, I don't know what this is, but I'll look it up, but I think it means splitting a bill. They're like, the bill came and Oka's like, can we Dutch this? Did he say, is the word Dutch, like, or something? And apparently that means to split. Like my tongue is swelling from having to say that. Split the bill. Ilza, the fuck is that? In fact, these hoes drove 2 hours out to go see this person to split a bill. And after all of this, Liz, see, white girls have standards, not us. That's what I'm saying. That Nawa is strong, babe. Like, it's very, very strong. Like, it's strong. Guys, sometimes the clit is such a strong girl. Hey, the what is the what muscle in? I'm telling you that has to be a muscle and it has to be the strongest muscle. So I'm not blaming her because I've done things. That's not the point. The point is she still wants to see him. Liz is like, babe, this man is from the UK. Him and his pounds wanted to Dutch a bill with you. I think not. And she's like, you still want to go on another date with this man? And oh, she already kissed him. Like, they already made out or whatever. I'm like a little bit happy for Nonko. Like, guys, Nonko's living. Like, she's living and she's having a good time. And good on her, I guess. Crystal is in the kitchen with whomever having a glass of champagne. I never care about these scenes. Blue Mountain. The ladies are going up to Blue Mountain. It's apparently this cafe or whatever where they make this great coffee and they've like little like coffee shops or whatever. They drive up there and we have Crystal riding with Mal. And she's in the quantum and she's lying. Lying. Guys, green tea is literally the love of my life. She's in quantum lying about what happened on her franchise because they show us the footages. That other girl from your show, I don't know her name, but she's Brunette's friend or Brunette's friend, the other cast member. Maybe she got in your personal space like that, but you're the one, you didn't just shove her the one time and she backed away. You shoved and you shoved. You kept being so physical with her. When she retaliated, her friend, it looks like it's Brunette, and I hope I'm saying Brunette's name right, because I can't remember, whatever, the other cast member. They gang up on you. Cool, there's an argument to be made there. Well, don't gang up. If it's a first thing and the girls are going at it, let the girls go at it, right? But I suppose she brought her friend here and she's feeling like she's responsible for her. I think it's Letabo who gets in between them to diffuse the thing. I try to look back at the footage quite a bit and it looks like her, but I could be wrong. But the telling that Crystal is doing on the ride up to Blue Mountain, her relaying the story to Mal, it doesn't go with the footages, babe. It does not go with the footage. You were, in actual fact, the aggressor or equally the aggressor, right? Now you're this victim and you're just like, oh, and she was like threatening my bodily integrity. And you're a violent little bitch and you got what was coming and Artomidi saying galeswa. It's like if that we're finished with that part, right? Tomisa, like new page. Like we don't need to talk about who was right and who was wrong because you were all doing a bit too much. There. It's like, oh, that was a bit much. Next, because what can we say? Honestly, if you're not owning, you shoved that lady, you shoved her back into the couch, and she stood up and did this to you again, not lunging at you, and again you shoved and you shoved her. Then she got physical with you, and then her friend also got physical with you. I think I'm telling that how I saw it, but she's telling a different. Listen, the narration is narrating differently there in the quantum, but maybe it's the quantum. I don't know. They get to the mountain, they have a little dance, a little shimmy off, and they get like seated. And so Liz is like to this one. Liz says to Crystal, oh, Crystal, remember when we got here, you were saying you want a Rasta man? Did you see who all were playing the drums? It's a Rasta village here, so you should do great up here and stuff. And she's like, well, I'm not the only one. Don't get me wrong, you know. I heard that Nonko was like on a date with yet another man. Nonko's offended by this. You know, that's the thing about having certain convictions is that you hear stuff. She's judging herself. So every time somebody makes mention of anything, what happens in her head is what she would say to somebody who's doing what she's doing, or what she would have said to somebody who would be behaving in the manner that she's behaving just a few years ago, right? In her mamruti bag, in her self-righteous bag, she would have judged that person and she would have like scriptured over the head, beat them with that shit, you know. So when people say stuff, she hears how she condemns people. Like she hears that somebody's already judging her. And in some cases with Lassie, multiple things are going on there all at the same time. In this instance, Crystal was just saying, ooh, ooh, and she was like, what do you mean? Another man? What are you trying to say about me? What are you... Oh, God. Pod. Oh, my God. They start talking about what's her name? Mal brings up that she feels like the girls have formed an alliance. So this is like Liz, Letavo, Nonko, Bev. She feels like there's an alliance of sorts, like they're in cahoots, and they feel offended by that. They're like, we're forming a bond here, we're trying to form a friendship, and you keep calling it an alliance. What's that about? I don't think they are in cahoots like that. Like I I don't. Maybe it's because I just like finished watching Real Housewives of Durban, where it was like such a hard line. I feel like with these ladies, no, not really, not really. And then she pulls out the ladies talk about this backpack that she carries everywhere, and they feel like they're being recorded, right? And it turns out it's true. At some point in the scene, she fesses up to it that yeah, I didn't say that. I have a recording of us saying that. I don't want people like I also wouldn't feel comfortable with a person like this on the show. We're already being filmed. What are you recording? And for what purpose? Like to what end and for who? They're just shisty. They're little charlatans. Her and that husband of hers. They just move a little sus, a little grimy. It definitely creates a discomfort of sorts. It's like you need to take a shower. Like you just like it's a little gunk. Like I can't quite put my finger on it, but I must see a shower at once. You know, I don't get it. Very constantly weaving, constantly. I don't know if it's like being in the media for so long and trending over like not very positive things. Now you feel the need to constantly like document things and have evidence on hand to pull out and prove your innocence. So you grow into this like very paranoid person who moves the way that she does. I that is no way to form relationships with new people. I don't get it. I do not get it at all. But she faces up to the fact that she's actually doing that. And then she says to Bev, Crystal tells me that when you got with the girls, when you all were doing your makeup and whatever, you're the main one who was like telling her all the negative things about me. Bev doesn't deny this. Bev is like, dude, Crystal and Nonko, people are like, oh, they don't know any of the other ladies. And she's like, no, I mentioned that I know you for the carte blanche expose because my lawyer had sent that to me at the time when it came out, right? And then Crystal had said that she wants to see it. And I said I'll send her the link since she wants to see it. To which Crystal denies this. I believe Bev because Crystal is having dinner with the Clintons. So you understand what I'm saying? Like, hey guys, imagine it's true and it's possible. I did not have dinner with that woman. See, another reference. I did not have sexual relations with that woman. But anyway, Bev, I like Bev. I'm liking Bev. I like Bev on her franchise, but this Bev is very much stronger, willing to stick up for herself, willing to go there with the girls and stand in her truth. Mal pulls out like, where did she find the shop to print this post? She pulls out an A4 copy of Beverly's post. This verse that she posted, and she's like Bev shouldn't post things like this because she lives in contrast, like in contradiction to. Oh, Alwa, guys, and I can't keep up. Lita was interjecting. Everybody's telling her to stay out of it. Leslie's like, okay, but we can't talk at the same time, Letabo. And she's like, I'm not shouting. I am not shouting. This is just who I am. And I know I said in the last episode that she's a tiny person, so she probably feels the need to speak like that. And I'm telling you, I'm a yeller. I can't hear when I'm escalating. And I get mad. I feel policed. I feel like people just don't want to hear what I want to say. So they're making like I'm yelling. And it upsets me. And then I think I yell even more because I'm like, while I'm yelling, I say I'm not yelling. While I yell, I'm not yelling. Jeez, babe. Seek help. Lita was in actual fact yelling, and she could have said this out. I didn't think that. Mel stands up to leave while they're having this conversation. Crystal says that she's feeling used by Bev. Bev was like trying to be click type with her, but then when she saw the other ladies and saw Nonkos and I suppose the bigger stars of the South African housewife franchises, she decided to latch to them or whatever and sort of leave her in the dust because she couldn't like serve the same function, I suppose. I don't know, girl. But she's saying that she's feeling used. I don't think so. This relationship of convenience, Mal has got. I don't understand how Mal has decided to like now. Fine, she's not getting on with Babe. But the other ladies have been cool with her. They have been. Sorry, they asked her all the questions they wanted to ask her regarding the expose. She answered them, they moved on. Her main gripe right now seems to be with Bev, but she's pulling away from the other ladies as well and being weird. And the ladies are saying that she's being condescending. That's how they're receiving her. Guys, honestly, who else is what here? Again, I forgot. She did another social media reference. She did the one, Shanice, your mouth is moving a lot like a rat. And the moment she said, I knew what she was talking about. Obviously, stay-at-home child. You guys know my condition. But these girls don't know what you're saying. They now hearing that you're calling them rats. Like, you understand? And again, it was to diffuse a very tense situation. But it's like she wants to jab, but have room to say, oh, just kidding. So she jabs using the social media thing and then turns around and say, oh no, it's a social, but it's still a jab. And you meant to jab. And now you're going to play it off as like a pop culture thing. And it's like, no. She leaves anyway. Mel gets up to leave after admitting that she records people. She grabs like her recording bag or whatever's in that bag. At first, she had said that she keeps her jerseys and mosquito repellents. Very rehearsed, that answer as to what is in the bag. When I tell you they show so many scenes of her, I don't understand why she's too. I feel like she would do better to get a tote, a cute little, the Celine tote, like something that's gonna go have totes. Just be the kind of girl that likes to carry big handbags. I know we carry the little tiny bags, but big handbags. No, but like a backpack like that. Come on now, girl. You're just trying to tell the people that you are doing something you shouldn't be doing. It never even goes with the fit. That's the other thing. Get a tote. It's less telling. Okay, great. Did I miss anybody? Lita was shouting. Oh, the recording. She leaves anyway. Lassie tries to get her to come to the table. She says no. I don't think anything warranted her to leave, but I suppose all the yelling Lita was doing, I'm black, I'm beautiful, I'm bold, that caused her to just be like, I can't do this anymore. I'm not feeling heard and I'm feeling ganged up on perhaps. But, she leaves her other, Bobby's mom there by the table. But that's all that happened, you guys. Mwah, mwah. Bye,